Warning: the Federal Communications Commission has determined the following content to be emotionally harmful. Snowflakes should not view this content under any circumstances, even if supervised by a G.I. Joe, Navy SEALs, Army vet, or someone with good common sense. The views and opinions expressed, including the depictions of persons of color, corrupt politicians, white people with or without a tan, haters who have yet to brush their teeth typing angrily in the comment section with hot breath syndrome, do not reflect any official policy or position of the U.S. government. This program contains graphic language, dark comedy, unique intelligence, creativity, a high credit score, and high blood pressure when triggered. This program has also been accused of racism, violence, misogyny, mansogyny, feminism, MGTOWism, defacement of celebrities, and of course, being a bully. Welcome to Thought Crimes. For many years, Nicki Minaj has not only been a pariah in her music, but also the culture as well. But has Nicki Minaj been so marginalized in the industry that she simply cannot rely on any of her former associates? And is there so much distrust in the music industry that the Barbie Queen herself could only simply rely on her live-in bodyguard? Nicki Minaj had officially become Mrs. Petty on October 22nd of 2019, to everyone's surprise, and the marriage had taken place shortly after the public had witnessed the ostracizing of one of hip-hop and pop music's biggest stars by the industry. After the infamous battle between Nicki Minaj and Remy Ma, Nicki Minaj saw her ranking in music drop significantly, with a less than impressive response to Remy Ma and a commercially lackluster release. Nicki Minaj began to rethink her legacy. She began to aggressively attack the podcast market with her Queen's Radio program, and Nicki Minaj was able to exercise all of her demons and respond to many of her critics and trolls. Nicki Minaj began to find a comfortable swing and groove she could pace her commentary with. Instead of simply relying on Instagram posts and vague subliminal bars, Nicki Minaj was able to yell her truth into the microphone in a long content form. How people were responding, however, was another issue. But Nicki Minaj with Queen's Radio did have its moments. Minaj was able to have an interesting clash with the likes of Joe Budden and her on-again, off-again nemesis Cardi B. But not only did the podcast serve as an opportunity for Nicki Minaj to be able to respond to some of her harsher critics, but it also opened up the opportunity for her to reveal some of her most personal information concerning her previous relationships. From the likes of Safari to the abuse allegations concerning Philadelphia rapper Meek Mill. Whether you empathize with Nicki Minaj or were completely put off by her behavior, Queen's Radio gave her new ground to experiment with. But as time continued to progress, it was clear that industry push behind Nicki Minaj was not as strong as her Pink Print day. In fact, from the likes of certain guests on The Breakfast Club to her candid interview with DJ Funkmaster Flex, it was clear that there were new blocks in the progression of Nicki Minaj's career.
I want to talk about these females that have come before me. Go and ask Lil Wayne and go and ask Gucci Mane, have they ever wrote a fucking lyric for me?
They never said they wrote for you.
They can't.
No, they never said
They respect my pen.
And as adversaries such as the likes of Cardi B and Remy Ma, to former lovers and flings like Safari and Meek Mill continued to challenge her energy publicly, Nicki Minaj began to slow her approach to releasing new musical projects. And in her retreat, Nicki Minaj began to reconnect with a familiar face who was not a part of the industry, Kenneth Petty, aka Zoo. Nicki Minaj and Kenneth Petty were once childhood sweethearts at the ages of 15 and 16 years old. It appeared that Nicki Minaj had found a person who she feels she could confide in an industry that is filled with treachery and deceit. With a reported net worth north of $85 million, and with so many enemies, one message that has been more consistent in recent time concerning Nicki Minaj is her inability to trust people within the industry. And unlike Nicki Minaj's previous romances, Kenneth Petty seems to not be concerned with celebrity, and by all means, Petty avoids engaging directly with the public. Unlike Safari, who had aspirations of conquering the entertainment industry, Kenneth Petty seems to have tunnel vision and one goal, and that is accommodating Nicki Minaj. A little more than a year after Nicki Minaj released Queen, she married Kenneth Petty. Around this time, Nicki Minaj began to let the public know that she was retiring from music. Minaj, now Mrs. Petty, was looking to build a family with her new husband, and the industry continued to further remove Nicki Minaj from the conversation of pop music and hip-hop as well. And as the distrust of industry players continued to grow for Nicki Minaj, she relied more and more on her husband and live-in bodyguard Mr. Petty. The quiet pitbull energy is what best describes Kenneth Petty's vibe in the public. As apparent with his run-in with Meek Mill, Kenneth Petty, at any moment, was ready to activate elements of his past. From Kenneth Petty's handling of the paparazzi to dealing with his newfound visibility, this clearly displays someone who is interested in remaining low-key. Despite his low-key energy, Kenneth Petty has displayed enough to deliver the message that he is Nicki Minaj's enforcer. Next time on Thought Crimes, the legend of Troy Mitchell, also known as Smack, how one man's ambition and vision redefined and reinvigorated a fate in art form, and how battle rap has now been elevated to a global phenomenon, and how many rappers once aspired to distance themselves from the classic art of verbal sparring. And now, with the long overdue success of Smack, many A-list rappers and athletes and other celebrities are now looking to show their love for battle rap.
Don't forget to subscribe to Thought Crimes and also our website www.thoughtcrimesworld.com and our Patreon. Peace out, everyone.
I guess I rap, but we got different types of art we on. I drop a track when y'all get sick of all them party songs. I guess y'all sick of all them party songs. I hit the top no matter what level you start me on. I said that I could be more and I earned it. If I ain't have the resources, I learned it. To motivate the people, yeah, I yearned it. So now when they look to me for it, I squirmish, restless, focusing on successes. When you invest in your music but no one checking. But that don't mean that you stop, cause no one get it. Just make sure that it's hot and no one said it. I got a clothing line, my nigga got a clothing line. I photo shoot in his, he go and do a show in mine. So much money in the world that we could co-align. Look at the sun, look at the moon, that show we both could shine. That show we both could shine, both could shine, both could shine, both could shine.
But somewhere up along the line, the usual suspects, either directly or indirectly, get involved, and that whole thing falls apart about everybody's plan. And black people wind up getting mad at each other. I say, but don't do that.
I started listening to mumble rap instead of my stuff. I wanted more support, I made some better product. Had to hit the gym, I had to get my shot up. And just accept the fact that they more dope at that than I was. Hard to get Utica some promo, so I flex it. Started a movement and the logo is our exit. Turned to a mogul from a local out the trenches. If Nip inspired us, let's go live out his message. Leverage, ownership of your best shit. Eclectic, could just go and switch up endeavors. Blessing, you was poor then you rich forever. Lesson, could do more if we stick together. You got talent, you know people who got talent too. You be proud of them and meanwhile they be proud of you. Y'all blowing up but y'all don't speak now, that's what cloud will do. So I respect someone who reach out for a power move. So I respect someone who reach out for a power move.
Don't forget to subscribe to Thought Crimes and also our website www.thoughtcrimesworld.com and our Patreon. Peace out, everyone.